Hey everyone, Doug from Convology here. In this video, I want to show you how to use WooCommerce and Thrive Apprentice to create a super simple course funnel that just works. I'm going to show you a couple good tools that you need to use to make this course funnel actually usable, and I'm going to show you how to set all of that up in no time. So first things first, we're going to build a sales page, but we're going to build that using CartFlows. CartFlows is a fantastic tool. Honestly, it's the only reason why I would even consider using WooCommerce with Thrive Apprentice, because it gives us all of those funnel-like tools, almost like a similar to like a ThriveCart kind of setup. It gives us the ability to create a funnel where we have a sales page and a checkout page. We could even combine those two into the same thing. It gives us the ability to do upsells and downsells and really do stuff that WooCommerce itself just really wasn't built to do right out of the box. Technically, WooCommerce can do like a product sales page, but we want more of that funnel experience. So again, we're going to use CartFlows to do that. Now, after somebody checks out, we're going to then connect them automatically with Thrive Apprentice. Thrive Apprentice then from there is going to take over, giving them the course experience and everything like that. We're also going to set up a custom member dashboard. We're going to use a little bit of WooCommerce, a little bit of Thrive Architect and Thrive Suite, kind of work the two together, and I'll show you a couple tricks where you can show only people who are logged in things, and people who are logged out will have to log in to see them. And then I'm going to show you a custom login page. The custom login page, again, fits in with that custom dashboard and gives us a lot of really neat options for how we want to curate that student experience. Now, lastly, I'm going to show you some email automations that automatically synchronize with WooCommerce and Thrive Apprentice, and that's with Fluent CRM. I'm going to show you how to set that up really easy and kind of get everything up and running without having to fuss with any difficult connections. It's basically an installing and go from there. So that's our funnel, and let's not waste any more time talking about it. Let's just dive in and show you how it's all set up. Now here we are inside of Thrive Apprentice. This part's pretty easy. I'm going to assume that you have a course already built. All you have to do is click Add New Course and walk through that process. And on our course here, under Access Restrictions, the main thing we're looking for is the WooCommerce product section. Essentially, this is here if you've installed WooCommerce on your website. Thrive Apprentice will automatically detect that. And I just want to note here that Thrive Access or Thrive Apprentice course access is handled entirely on the WooCommerce side of things. So there's literally nothing that we have to enter in on Thrive Apprentice. At this point, what you can do is set up your course however you'd like. I have several videos that show you everything from error pages, which are under access restriction here, right under this restrict access toggle. If a guest tries to access a course without being logged in, we can show them particular content or redirect them to a page. I have several videos on how to do that, so I recommend you check those out. So we're going to proceed assuming that you have a course ready to go. And like I said, the rest is handled on the WooCommerce side. All right, next we need to go into WooCommerce and we need to create a product that matches our course. So let's go ahead and add a new product. And we'll call this product the same thing we named our course. I think, honestly, that's just the easiest way to do it. It's going to make the most sense for the customer on their receipt or their invoice. It's going to help you along the way keep track of everything. So we made a course called the Best Course Ever. So we'll call this one Best Course Ever. And we'll scroll down and we'll find the product data section. It is a simple product because it is just a one-off course. If you want to choose to sell things like memberships and subscriptions and things like that and tie them to a Thrive Apprentice course, you're going to need to purchase additional plugins to do that. You can use the WooCommerce one. I believe it's called WooCommerce subscriptions. I think it's $79 a year per site. So not too bad, kind of pricey, and things start to add up on WooCommerce. And just real quick, that's kind of like one of my pet peeves with WooCommerce. Out of the box, it's pretty powerful, but a lot of the functionality that a small business or a content creator like you and I would want to do starts to add up, right? You need to buy CartFlows, you need to buy perhaps WooCommerce subscriptions, you need to buy all these little functionalities that very quickly make WooCommerce cost a little bit more maybe than other solutions like a one-off price with ThriveCart. So while it's very powerful and it gives you lots of features, I think it's something to keep in mind. All right, I'm off that soapbox. Let's keep going with our product setup here. So we are going to do a virtual product because it's an online course. We're going to choose Thrive Apprentice on the left-hand side. We're going to give our course a price. We'll just say $199. We're going to go to this Thrive Apprentice section then, one tab down. We're going to look for our course that we created, and it needs to be published in order for it to appear here. So we're going to choose the Best Course Ever. Now that's really it for the WooCommerce site. Don't worry about filling in any of this other stuff here. We're not going to put a description. We're not going to put a short description. We're not going to tag the product because we're going to bypass the entire WooCommerce native experience altogether by using cart flows to create a funnel. So really all we want to do now is simply just click publish on our course so that we can move forward and use this in cart flows. Now, just a quick intro to cart flows here. If you've never used it before, it basically takes WooCommerce and it elevates it to what I would consider an acceptable experience for creating a funnel. Cart flows gives you that sales page, checkout page, or combines them together into one, and it gives you an experience with upsells and downsells and order bumps and does all the really cool stuff from like Thrivecart. It does that inside of WooCommerce and it makes WooCommerce usable. Now here we are on the default flow screen of cart flows. Now to keep it simple for this video, we're leaving everything default, which is what I typically do on my websites anyway that use cart flows. A lot of the settings under there I just don't think are necessary for what I use it for, selling courses and products that use landing pages and funnels. There are terrific settings under there if you want to check that out, and I might do another video if there's interest, so definitely leave a comment and let me know if you'd like to see more cart flows content here on the channel. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get started. Let's go ahead and add a new flow, and we're going to start from scratch. We're going to give our flow a name. I like to call this the same thing I call my course. So we'll call this best course ever. Now we'll start designing our flow. And now here are the components of a cart flow's flow. We have a sales page, a checkout page, and a thank you page. So what I like to do is I like to go into, first things first, my checkout page, and I like to click edit on that. And I like to go to the product step and I like to add a new product, and we're going to search for best because that's the name of our course. You can search for your course. We'll choose best course ever and add that as our product. And now by default in our flow, we're just going to sell one version of the course and we don't have any discount settings. So we're just going to leave that blank for now. And great, we're going to leave that as it is. Technically, we could have come in here and created a new product if we want to. We're not going to use any coupons. But down here, if you have the pro version, I don't know if it's in the basic free version, but we can check enable product options, and you can see here that you can restrict the user to purchase all of the products in your funnel. Not really applicable. We just have one, or enable variations in quantity. A lot of that stuff's not really pertinent to our setup here. So we'll just click save on settings. Now under order bump, if you wanted to do an order bump, like say, if you buy this course, you can spend $20 more to get some templates. You could check that, and then you would want to set up another product. We're not going to do that for this. We're just going to keep it simple and do a one course sale. Checkout offers, the same thing. As they are in a process of checking out, it's like an upsell. You can basically give them the opportunity to buy yet another product. We're not going to do that. And again, if you want to see more content on cart flows, let me know and I'll create tutorials. Now, form fields, we can come in here and we can disable the coupon field if we don't want to offer coupons, or we can enable the custom field editor to change some of the wording. I'm not going to bother with any of that, so we'll just leave that unchecked. And then under settings here, this is what we need to get. We need to get our cart flows checkout because we need to put that onto our page that we're going to build with Thrive Architect, and we do that with that shortcode. Now, a couple other things under general, we can change the name of this. You can also change it with a pencil. We can just call this checkout, and then we'll change the slug to checkout best course ever. That's fine. And then under checkout settings, instead of place order, we can say enroll now. That's great. And then we'll just leave that there and click save settings. Okay, so we've saved all of those settings, and now we need to get into Thrive Architect to edit this section. So we're going to need to go back into the default WordPress editor for this flow. So to do that, if you're on the default flow screen and you're in your flow, you can click edit right there. And then this little link right here under the design tab that says go to the WordPress editor, you need to click on that and it's going to take you to a very familiar looking screen temporarily. And you just click launch Thrive Architect. Okay, first thing I like to do is add a background section. It's basically what I do every time I work in Thrive Architect. Then I want to add a content box inside of that background section, and I'll show you why in a second. And then inside that content box, drop a text element, paste in the shortcode. So we're pasting in the shortcode that we copied from the cart flows checkout. And now we're going to see that we have a shortcode in a content box in a background section. Now, the reason I put it in a content box is because we have width control that's independent of our background section. So our maximum width here, I could decrease this down to maybe 800 pixels wide, and I can then go to layout and position and center that. Now, if I save my work, I can preview what this is going to look like. And you'll see here that we already have well, it's actually a pretty good looking checkout experience. We have all the normal billing fields. We have a little bit of product details, and we have your order info on the right. And had we connected our shop to something like Stripe, we would have had the payment details right here. So already this is looking pretty good. Now I want to point something out. This is a 2-column checkout. We can change that to a 1-column checkout if we like by going back into the flow settings. So let's jump back here and go back to step editing. Now in our flow section for our best course ever, we're going to edit the checkout again, and we're going to go to the design tab this time. Under our design tab, we can enable design settings. And this is really where we're going to get a lot of customization for what that checkout looked like. So in here where it says checkout skin, we have 2-column, 2-step, or 1-column. Maybe instead of doing either 1 or 2, we'll do a 2-step checkout, which I think is really cool. And then here we can change the primary color. So for me, I'm going to make that Convology blue. And then I'm going to say font family, default is fine. Let's go to our checkout texts and buttons and enable some advanced options here. I'm going to leave all this alone for right now, but you can play around with that. Now under our 2-step design though, we do have the ability to add some text in there real quick. But first, I just want to save my settings here, and I have another tab open with that preview because it opens the tabs automatically. So let's jump back to our preview of our checkout and just refresh that really quick. Now you'll notice a couple things have happened here. We have now our cart in a 2-step checkout where we have our shipping and our payment options. We can rename those because it's not really applicable. It's not really shipping and payment. We also have here this little note where it says, get your free copy of Cart Flows in just a few steps. We want to edit that clearly. It's not really applicable. And then if we scroll down, you can see that we have some more stuff to edit here where it says for special offers, click here. It's not really applicable again. So let's jump back to that design tab and make some edits. Okay, so in here, let's not enable the note text. I don't think that's really applicable. That was that little thing at the very top. Step 1, let's call this account information. And instead of step 1 subtitle, actually let's call this your info. Let's get rid of the subtitle. Let's see what that looks like. And the second one, we can call payment details and get rid of the subsection there. And let's see what that looks like. And let's say for offer button title, we're going to call this see to payment and get rid of that. Let's see what that looks like. Let's jump back to our preview and refresh. I like that a whole lot better. Your info and payment details. I like that. And if you scroll down, proceed to payment. That makes a lot more sense. And again, you can play with all the colors. I'm not going to bother with that right now. One thing I want to point out, I feel like we're asking for just way too much information here with address and a lot of this kind of stuff. I just want to keep it simple for purchasing a course. So I'm going to jump back into my CartFlow settings here, and I'm going to go to, let's see, form fields, little tab here in the center. And I'm going to enable the custom field editor. And I'm going to start turning things off. I don't really care about country or region. I don't care about street address or honestly any of these. I don't care about any of them for shipping either. So let's turn off country, shipping, turn off all of these because I don't really care about them. For checkout, maybe we'll leave zip on. We'll turn off state, turn off phone. We don't need that. Email address, sure. Let's collect the email address. And let's move that up here a little more towards the top and click Save Settings. Now let's jump back over to our preview. So you can see what I'm doing here, right? I'm bouncing back and forth between editing something and previewing it to see if I like it. And then we're going to do more to this checkout page to make it a little nicer. So, okay, we're on our info here. We have just our simple info, email address. You know, I'm going to take away, I'm going to take away the zip and the company name. I don't think that's even needed here. So let's just turn that off and company name. That looks good. Save our settings, refresh that. I love it already. So let's just do a test here. I think our last name at Convology. Proceed to payment. Yeah, that looks terrific to me. So here under the Stripe details is where you would enter all the credit card information and apply a coupon. I like that. Super, super clean, super simple. Now, real quick note here, if you want to remove the order notes section, I haven't been able to find a way to do this inside of the actual WooCommerce settings. So I just use a little bit of CSS here. And if you go to your CSS editor for your theme, in the top, you just hit customize, and then I just go right here to additional CSS. And then if you paste this in here, and I'll put this in the blog post for this video at convology.com, and I'll put a link in the description of the video as well. If you come in here and you add this CSS, you'll see that it just gets rid of it, and then you just hit publish and you're good to go. Now, under our WooCommerce settings, under account privacy, while we're just here on the back end, I want to make a couple more tweaks. I want you to allow customers to log into an existing cart at checkout or an existing account at checkout. And then I want you to uncheck, if it's checked, that you allow customers to check out without creating an account. So just make sure that your settings look like this. You want them to create an account at checkout. When creating an account, automatically make it their username. It's just easier this way. I highly recommend you just make your settings look just like this. All right, let's go ahead and now jump back into editing our cart in Thrive Architect. Okay, so we're back. Look how simple that looks. Very, very basic looking, right? Background section, a content box, and that looks like this right here, right? We're keeping things really, really simple. So let's jump back over here now and kind of start manipulating this to make it look a little bit nicer, a little bit more official. All right, so I made a few more tweaks to the design here, and once you're happy with what this looks like, again, it's totally up to you, and that's why we're using Thrive Architect, because we can make this look literally like whatever we want. Once you have it where you like it and you're happy with it, that's it. We're done with the checkout steps. All we have to do then is just make sure that we save our work in Thrive Architect, and let's jump back to cart flows to complete the next step of our flow. Okay, so we're back in the flow for the best course ever, and we just did our checkout page. That's done. We can click the view button to open that up in a new tab, and if we're happy with how that looks, terrific. We can go back to our flows. Now it's time to work on our sales landing page. So for this, we're going to click on that, or you can click on edit, and now we want to just go to the WordPress editor, and let's edit this with Thrive Architect. Now, once again, we're faced with a blank page, but this time it's going to be a heck of a lot easier. We're going to import a sales page from Convology, which is one that we've used before. So let's go ahead and click the gear here and import a landing page, and it will wipe out anything you've done, which is totally fine. And we're just going to choose one of our course sales pages and give that a second to spin up, and it's going to import all of the assets into our flow. All right, there we go. In less than a couple seconds there, we have a complete landing page imported, and now we can just simply come into this course sales page and make any tweaks or edits. Obviously, this was designed for my particular course, so I would swap out all the text and the logo and everything in here basically and just make it my own. And I actually make these templates available to those who are in Convology Pro, which is the all access membership for all of the Convology courses and workshops and advanced trainings, as well as access to our exclusive community. So if you're interested in that, you can visit convology.com/pro. And these templates are also available to those who purchase various workshops and courses with me. So once you've got your sales page where you like it, we do need to jump back now to cart flows. And we need to go to the settings tab. Now we're in our landing page, our sales landing page. Go to the settings tab here, and we need to copy the next step link. This is going to tell our sales page where to send people, and that's to the checkout page. So go ahead and copy that, and then let's jump into our sales page, and let's change all of the button links to go to our checkout page, and then click Save Work once we've done all of that. Now, if we preview our sales page and click on one of the buttons, you'll see that it takes us right to our checkout associated with that course, where we can fill in our name and our email and then proceed to payment. Super easy. You can see that the step for the sales landing page took no time at all when we imported a ready-made sales page. All right, the last step in our flow here is our thank you page. So let's go ahead and click edit on that, and it will load us in here. Click the pencil icon, and let's just remove, instead of thank you woo, we can call this confirmation. We can say best course ever. And let's click save on that. And then under settings, we want to grab cart flows order details. If you want to show the detail orders like their invoice, what they paid and things like that, you're going to want this shortcode here. However, I don't necessarily want to do that because I'm going to let WooCommerce email them a copy of their receipt. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up as a confirmation page like I would normally when I sell my courses. So we're just going to go ahead and leave this alone. Let's go ahead and click save anyway, but let's click the back button. I think that'll actually take us outside of our step back to all steps. So get yourself back into the confirmation page and let's go and edit this in Thrive Architect by going to the WordPress editor. So once again, we're met with a big white empty page, but this time it's just as easy. We can import a confirmation page from either a template that we got from Convology or from Thrive. All right, so my landing page has been imported, and here what I like to tell people to do is to check their email because they're going to get a confirmation email from me, they're going to get their receipt, they're going to get an invite to the community, and I want them to know exactly how they're going to log in. So we're going to give them all the details they need so that they're not guessing about what they should do next. So once you're happy with your confirmation page, just click save. Okay, so to recap, let's go back into our flows, go into our best course ever flow that we just built in CartFlows, and take a look at what we did. So we built a sales page that looks like whatever we want it to look like. We built a checkout page that looks like whatever we want it to look like. And we chose a two-step checkout, and we chose to strip that down and make it super, super simple. And then we made a confirmation page that looks like whatever we wanted it to look like. And all three of those things are connected through CartFlows to custom pages built using Thrive Architect. That's pretty awesome and really powerful too, because if we wanted to, we could do upsells, order bumps, and all of that right within the CartFlows platform, designed and customized using Thrive Architect. So super cool. Now, that could be the end of this. We could say, great, everything's all set, connect to Stripe, and you're good to go. However, I want to take it one step further and show you how to set up email marketing automation, still all within WordPress. So to do that, we're going to use a tool called Fluent CRM. It's basically like ActiveCampaign or ConvertKit or any of those other really great email marketing tools inside of your WordPress site. So you can go to convology.com/fluentcrm and pick this up where you can do email sequencing, automations. It integrates with so many awesome tools, which I'm about to show you. But essentially the pricing on this is absolutely awesome. So for just $129 a year for one site, it's an even better deal if you get more sites, you can get unlimited emails, unlimited contacts. You know, if you have 5,000 people on your list, you're paying ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign like almost $50 a month, which is a heck of a lot more than $129 a year. And if you're like me, by moving to Fluent CRM, you're saving thousands of dollars a year, which is just awesome. And again, totally a great deal. I mean, look at that 50 site license for $4.99. I mean, you're spending that alone if your list is even a moderate size on just one email list. Okay, once you have Fluent CRM installed, one of the first things that I like to do is go to contacts and go to lists. And I like to just create some lists. So this list we might call, let's call this courses and click confirm. Maybe we might add another list, but for us, we'll just stay with courses. Now, I also like to add tags. So if someone buys the best course ever, we'll call that best course ever. And now we can add somebody to a list and tag them in Fluent CRM based on buying a course and which course they bought. That helps us build automations. So now what I want to do is build an automation here, and I'm going to create a new automation, and we'll call this best course ever. And we're going to trigger based off of WooCommerce, based off of a new order, and then click continue. And now we're going to find the conditions. So the condition is they purchased the best course ever, and we'll leave target product categories blank. And then we're going to say only for the first purchase, because I don't know why they'd buy it twice, but hey, why not? Only for the first purchase. Click save settings there. So when they buy the course, what do we want to have happen? Let's click that plus and add a new event here. So let's send them a custom email. In this custom email here, we can basically write it using the Gutenberg editor or just simple text, which performs better anyway for deliverability. And we can write an email welcoming them to our course, telling them, here's the link to log in, here's everything you need to get started and how to reach out for help, here's how to join the community. Craft a really great welcome email. All right, so once you have the email where you want it, just scroll down and click Save Settings. and now they're going to get a custom email the minute they purchase. Now, what I like to do is sometimes I like to say I want to wait a certain amount of time. Maybe let's wait 2 days. And then I want to send another email, maybe a follow-up to check in how they're doing, see if they have any questions, see if they've joined the community. Using Fluent CRM, you can also send them upsells or try to market other courses that you have or workshops to them if they haven't already purchased those. So for that, we'll go ahead and click the plus sign. And maybe after we've waited a couple days, right, maybe a week or two, let them kind of get their feet wet in the purchase they already made, we can go to this section here called conditionals, and we can check to see if they have a tag for another one of our courses. So let's see if they have a selected tag. We could alternatively see if they've purchased one of our other products. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's see if they've purchased our, let's see, our Thrive Apprentice to Master course. And then click Save Settings. So for here, what's happening is they bought our product, they got our welcome email. We're going to wait probably more than 2 days, but we're going to wait a period of time. And then we're going to check to see if they've purchased a product. So in this one, if they did purchase our course, well, let's add an action and say, remove from, end this funnel here, save settings. So if they've already bought our other course, let's not harass them. Or maybe maybe this would be the upsell into the full membership. And if they've already purchased the membership, let's not harass them anymore. Let's end this particular automation. But if they haven't joined our membership, maybe we want to add an action to send them a custom email. And maybe this email says, hey, Doug, hope you're enjoying the course. I wanted to offer you the opportunity to get our all access pass. This gives you access to all of the courses, not just the one course that you've purchased, or not just, whatever we could say. We could even reference this exact course and say, not just this great best course ever. And you know what? Because you've purchased the best course ever, here's a 20% off coupon to join our all access membership. So you can do that kind of thing and send them this email automation all from within your WordPress site. So once you've got that done, you would just simply click Save Settings and you'd be good to go. So that's just a glimpse at some of the really awesome power in Fluent CRM when you combine it with a WooCommerce CartFlows sales funnel for Thrive Apprentice. All right, so the last thing that I want to show you is how to set up a custom member dashboard and login page using WooCommerce templates that are already existing inside of Thrive Theme Builder. Now I have a complete course on how to use WooCommerce with Thrive Theme Builder. Absolutely check that out if you haven't already, or if you have any hesitation or questions on how to use Thrive Theme Builder templates. We go into all the details. But here we are in the account template. So I want to show you something really cool. So if you've ever used WooCommerce before, this should look really familiar, right? We have access to our dashboard, which is just your basic welcome. We have our orders, downloads, addresses. If you give them the option, they can manage their credit card. They can cancel subscriptions if they're on your membership. This is just a really nice area for them to manage their account, change their password, all that stuff. Now, what if we enhanced this page? What if we elevated the WooCommerce page to an account page that was more contextually in line with our website, like a courses section, and join the community or interact with the community, and a section for them to ask questions. So we can do that by using Thrive Architect. So I can expand the element tray and add anything I want to this page. What I'm going to do, since I've already created a template, I'm just going to drop this in and choose the template, and I'm good to go, right? I added some personalization. Welcome to the dashboard, Doug. It'll automatically pull their name in. It'll give them a link to go check out all the courses that they have, link to the Facebook group, a link to ask a question, and they still have all of this account information. So when we view this page, look how cool that looks. But let's see what it looks like if they're not logged in. So now if we go to the My Account page and they're not logged in, we have a problem. They still see a lot of the stuff that we just added, but they see this great login form. Well, let's fix that by adding a tiny little bit of CSS so that this section is only visible if they're logged in. I'm going to put the CSS that you need in the write-up on Convology.com, and that link will be in the description as well. So let's go ahead and add some CSS to this page by adding a HTML element. Now paste in that CSS that you just copied and click Save. Now, the last step is going to be to go to the background section or the container that's housing all of that content that you just added. And if you didn't do that, you want to make sure, for example, my text here and my 3 little sections, I want all of that in a background section. And then I'm going to find HTML attributes at the bottom of the sidebar, and I'm going to give it the hidden element class. and then I'm going to save my work. And now let's preview this page. All right, so we're still logged in. We can see all of the members only dashboardy stuff in the account section. Let's log out and see what happens. All right, there you go. Now they have to log in order to see the members only stuff. Let's log in just to verify that it works. There you go. As soon as I logged in, I have access to the members only dashboard stuff, and my normal WooCommerce account information is there. All right, so that's going to do it for this tutorial on how to use WooCommerce with Thrive Apprentice to create a course funnel. We went over a lot of stuff. We went over cart flows and how to get all of that set up. Now, while it's not 100% mandatory, I think it kind of is. I think you need to have cart flows to make this a legitimate course funnel. I think you need all of those features to enhance WooCommerce. And we went over Fluent CRM, how to create marketing automations when people buy your courses, when they don't buy your courses, and how to get all of that working together. It was super simple. We went over a custom login and member only dashboard that's going to elevate that enhanced customer experience on your site, kind of tie everything together, make it feel cohesive and custom. So that'll do it for this funnel. Hopefully it wasn't too hard to follow along. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment on the video or on Convology.com, where you'll find this write-up and many other tutorials, as well as courses and workshops, and even Convology Pro, our membership for access to all of our courses and workshops, as well as our private community. And if you need additional one-on-one coaching and consulting help from me, you can get that at Convology.com as well. So that'll do it for me, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.